My name is Stephanie Wander. I am a school teacher in the public school. I also have two children. Jonathan, he is only 5 years old, and Charlotte, she is 3 years old. My ex-husband just abandoned us for a younger girl. This just happened last year. I have been dealing with everything by my own. However, being a single mother is a hard work, especially when you has to work full-time. We have living in a small town not so far from the capital. This is the perfect place, so quiet and peaceful. After all that time without update from my ex-husband, I could said it is much better. During the last months, I was blaming my ex-husband for leave. Now I can see that I am guilty too. If my parents and sisters never insist to marry him when I was younger, probably I could have a better life. But there is not point back. I am consent that I must to stay here in calm, maybe for the rest of my life far away from everything. For one moment I thought that I will be convicted as a prisoner. Without hope, in this town there are not many interesting guys. Many of them are married with children, the rest are workers in farms and stores. The life here is so boring, and my only entreatment is reading books and watching movies with my two children. One day, when I was playing with my kids in the park, I saw a person sitting in the chairs. This person just got my full attention. He looked so different, like a mystery, or maybe he was trying to hide something. He never interact with others, and always checking his phone. It was impossible for me to stay here, and I left my two children playing with other kids while I was walking to this person. He was well dressing and so elegant. Also, when I was approaching him, I noticed that he was so handsome, but the most remarkable thing was the way he was sitting. It just remembered me one of my child students in the public school in the capital city. He was the same that I saved in the washroom when he was a victim from other students. When I was in front of him, he was so concentrated in his phone, he never noticed my presence. As I said hello with his last name, he just looked at me and he was so surprised. The second thing was that smile. It was the same one that he usually made after I gave him a good mark for his test and homework. He was one of my best students, and now he is in front of me. After I sat next to him, I could see that was nervous. It was the third thing that remembered me him. For the next minutes we stayed talking about many things from us. The most incredible thing was the time passed so fast because we were talking about many things, and we also spent a lot of time. Only my children remember me about the lunch time. That was the perfect time to make an invitation and get more information. It was so cute that this young person is a success businessman with a college degree. He was so educated with me, and also my two kids really enjoyed to stay with him playing in the park. By the next day my two sons were insisting to me to call to Mr. Clown and required for a second meeting. Obviously those children never stay much time with the father, and now my previous student was taking his place. As well, I was exited to stay with him again. I do not know why, but I never had this feeling from long time ago. So as he accepted, we started dating for the rest of the week. Unfortunately for us, he mentioned that he must return home for attend some business, as I could not do anything else for return all the favors. I just decided to jump on him and kiss him like my real love. It was so cute because I was feeling happy again, and I know he too. By the time I was missing Mr. Clown present as my children too, I was calling him to asking for a video call. But I noticed something weird with his voice. He sounds different, like something was happening. Many questions were coming in my mind, but I could not do anything about that. When I talked about this with my family, they were indifferent with him. They did not know him, so any cannot said positive or negative things. But if he was a rich guy, maybe could be better for me and my sons. The next day I received a notice from the local academy ministry that just relocated me in the public school in the capital city by the next academic year, the same one that I was working before when I was single. I was so happy with this news. After all, I will be too close to my family, old friends, and my new love. As well, my two kids were excited to get new friends and staring knowing the capital. This was wonderful. At the moment to pass on the good news to my new love, he was not sound so excited. It was not well. In fact, he looked so surprised and scared if something bad was happening there. I decided to not focus in that. I just prepared my bags and buy the tickets to get there. After leaving home, I was nostalgic, and the same way I was happy to start a new life with new things. Maybe could be the paradise for me. When we were arriving to the train station, my two kids were so surprised after seeing the downtown buildings. They were expected to get a second change in order to find a new life, and also a new father, because they have been asking me for Mr. Clown. For that reason I decided to call him again, but he just told me that he was leaving for business, and he does not know when he is coming back. It was so bad for me, but we still a lot of thing to do before to worry about him. After contact my old friends, they decided to invite me to one of the best restaurants in town. I accepted the invitation and I just wore one of my hot dress. I was looking me in the mirror. I was still beautiful and many guys outside were crazy with my presence in the streets, even the young guys. The only thing was that only one person was in my mind. I could not see him tonight, but I could get a good dinner with my friends. Finally in the restaurant, my friend started to asking me about my ex-husband and my two children. We really spent hours talking about me and many things about them. On the other hand, never talked about my new love. It was unexpected that no one in this big city knows Mr. Clown, even my old friends. It was impossible because they know many important people in this town. As we could not talk more about him, they just started talking about the bad things about this city. According with the news, more people are reported as disappeared, and criminal activity have been increased by the last years. City is not the same one. In the past it was safety for everyone, but now, there are more shootings in the streets with bank robbery. The police cannot stop this and we feel that everything is getting worse. One of those cops was found dead in the streets a few days ago. Oh my God. I just got the feeling that this was not the perfect time for me and my family to come here. In just one moment I saw Mr. Clown taking his dinner in one of those tables. I just got a smile on my face again. After my view, all my friends were surprised with me. They did not know him. Furthermore, he was wearing a different style, and pretending to be other person. This was so confusing for me, but I was completely sure that it was him, as I did not know what to do. In that moment one of my friends decided to send him a drink in my name. I told her that she was crazy, but they want to do like a joke and see his reaction. As the waiters came, she just made the order to send a drink to that person over there and we started laughing when he got it. So after move his face to see us we just said, cheers. All my friends told me to go with him. Without more choices I decided to go. I was drunk but I could get there. As he noticed my presence and said hello, I already noticed that he was nervous like the first time. That just made me feel fascinated, because I was feeling him like the little child that I meet long time ago. But he looks different with that elegant suit, so formal, even with makeup in his face. It was like I was the only one person who can recognizing him. After breaking the ice, we started talking. I never mentioned any single word about his trip. He was trying to change my attention. As well he was checking around us if there was something wrong or maybe he was hiding something from him. It was so weird, but I was more focused in his lips. Sometime later I decided to move my body more close to him. All my friends were laughing, but I was determined to kiss his sweet lips like the last time. But just in that moment when I was so close, another person came and broke our interaction. This person was well dressing. He just used a tablet to show some time to my guy, and he just changed his attitude. His facial expressions were completely terrified, like he saw something really bad. I could not see what it was that. I only hear when my guy said,
"We cannot wait until tomorrow morning to attend this. You need to go and find the others to meet them in the same place. Please let me know when all of them are there."
That guy just let us, and I was wondering about that. He just mentioned that he are dealing with many issues in his business as he offered to take me home. As I accepted his offer, we went outside and there was a cute limousine waiting for us. The driver opened the back door and I just get inside. I was feeling like Cinderella. However, my guy just started to change his clothing and removing this muck-up from his face. I was asking him if there is something wrong, why he was doing that, and who was that guy in the restaurant. He could not answer my questions. He just gave instructions to his driver to take me home. My guy said that I need to go back home and rest. In the future he will let me know everything, but now is not safe for us, especially for me. When we arrived to my home, he apologized for hiding so many things, but he was in a difficult situation. I just get to his face and kissed his lips with passion. We stayed there some time until his phone was ringing. I know that he must leave and I just told him to call me back when everything is better, because my family want to stay with him and we really miss his presence, he promised to me, and I just get out from the vehicle until get home. By the next day, my 2 kids just wake me up to go to kitchen and take the breakfast. In that moment the news were reporting more crimes in the city. Apparently there are activity from local gangs and mafia. It was describing with full details how a single minivan was attacked by a group of people and later some homeless went to attack them like a kind of tramp. After the news were showing more crimes, in that moment I was not feeling well, my head was moving and my kids were asking for Mr. Clown. All my family including me were waiting for my love phone call. Unfortunately he stay away for the rest of the weekend. By Monday morning I started my new job in the public school. It really felt so nostalgic. There were so many things that remember me when I was working there in the past. Even sometimes it was just happened yesterday. My day was going normal until we got our lunch break. All the teachers were talking about the news. Even with the social media videos, they were surprised about a criminal war was going to far-yield dangerous point for everybody. I was terrified with all the things that they said. Some of our students never came back. All of them are young ladies that even not finished the high school. Furthermore, there are people dead in the highway after van assaults. The bank robbery has been increased. Also by last week one detective was found dead in the downtown after one clear gun shoot. The most strange thing is the presence of a group of criminals dressing as ninjas during the night, and they are attacking the mafia in different places. This is coming out of control. One of my old friends in the school came to me and told me about something just happened the same night when I was in the restaurant with my love. There were some explosions in the city. Rumors said that some local stores were affected, but the most terrible thing is those stores belongs to the mafia. After listening all those news, I was wondering about my safety and my children, but I must come back to the classroom. When I was walking I just had a bad feeling about my guy. I was worried that something bad happened to him. He is an important person and I just hope that he will be safe. For that reason I am going to call him back after class. During the rest of the day I was calling him, but the phone just was sending to voice message and I had a bad feeling about that. My concern never stopped. For that reason just decided to research his information by internet. Unfortunately I could not find anything with his information. Like social media does not know who is Mr. Clown. It was impossible that someone with much money is not famous in this city. The only thing that got my attention was the last news about those explosions and the number of victims. Many of them were innocent. I do not know what to do with my feelings. This person is hiding many secrets and my full attention is focused on him. Even my children are still asking for him. By the next day in the school, I was asking to others teachers if they know something about my new love. However, no one here has heard anything about him. He was like ghost and I was desperate in checking my phone without any messages and calls from him. Oh my goodness, how I can stop this feeling. Why he is not calling me? What is going on?